Hi guys, welcome to today's episode of Ouch My Life. I am Denise. Hi Chanho, how are you today?
Hello, I'm good.
It's so contradictory. I'm good.
Yeah, it's like, I just want to say I haven't eaten yet. That's all.
No wonder. Hi Douglas. Is that why you look so lifeless, Chanho? Because you haven't eaten yet?
Yeah, I haven't really had dinner. Probably wouldn't have dinner today. To
Why? Are you
starve
on a
myself.
diet?
Huh?
Why? Are you on a diet?
No, I think I'm getting fat.
That means yes, you're on
Yeah,
diet lah.
yeah,
Wah,
I'm putting myself
nonsense.
on some sort of stupid diet. Yes.
No, why did you say no? It's okay, we're on. I'm also on diet starting from today.
I mean, today, it's the end of today or today,
No, as in
when you
today,
start.
like this morning today.
Okay.
Today. Okay. Douglas, are you on a diet also?
No,
Good.
I need to start
not yet. What?
running
Huh?
again.
Huh?
Sorry?
I need to start going back to running. I haven't
Yeah,
been
and
running for
gym,
a
I
few
think.
months. Yeah,
Okay.
but kind of
Okay.
stressed lately.
You need to start hustling
Oh
in
yeah.
the gym. Okay, purposely I say the word hustling because last episode we had one of our audience put in a question to us, and we felt that that question was enough. It was basically our answers would have been too long to really explore the question as a question and answer section. But so we decided to make it into our topic for today. So the topic is hustle culture a scam? So being very professional live streamers, apparently we went to Google what is hustle culture just before the broadcast.
See how professional we are.
Professional. This is the home of a professional, okay? It means like on the go you can get it. Okay, so anyway, apparently hustle culture, according to Google, because we're all old people, we use Google, we don't use TikTok to find what's hustle culture. Basically, hustle culture. So this is our context for today, for today's episode, okay? When we talk about hustle culture. For the person who put in this comment, if let's say this was not what you meant by hustle culture, then please let us know what you meant. So on Google, hustle culture simply means the culture of workplace environment that emphasizes hard work and long hours as the key to success. This was the definition given on, I think, 23rd February 2023, which is this year, which is 2 months ago. So it should be quite recent now, huh? Okay,
Yeah.
so this is what we're going to talk about today. First, is hustle culture a scam? So is a workplace as a modern, is a workplace thing? Does it mean like the office? I guess.
I
Does
guess
it?
it's in the office or well, most people work from home now, so I don't know. Maybe they work from home and then they were requested or there's an expectation from the bosses that they work long hours and they can be called upon anytime to have Zoom, to call upon anytime to answer
Never
questions
ending
on
Zoom.
ending. So like there's no there actually no line drawn between whether you're working or you're having your own time. So I guess that's possible too if you're remote working. I mean, so as Denise have said, this is when we Google it, this is what hustle culture meant. I mean, prior to this, I initially thought hustle culture means like people taking up side hustles, doing an additional, taking
Many,
up
many hustle.
yeah
No,
more
it
side.
may. It may.
Yeah,
Because the thing is, when we look at the definition of hustle culture, it's actually work. That means putting a lot of time into work versus personal life. But I never say work for who, you see.
yeah.
Yeah, but it says
Because you
common
work for yourself,
modern
like
workplace.
entrepreneurs. Sorry?
Yes, correct. It says workplace environment.
Yeah, so I asked
Mm-mm.
ChatGPT and ChatGPT gave a slightly longer response, okay, which is basically so it's the work-life balance, okay,
Mm.
and hustle culture is basically hustling. Okay, that means putting a lot more time into the work aspect at the expense of personal well-being.
Okay.
Okay.
And why do people do that? Is because there is a belief that by working harder, or hard work is the route to achieving success. Okay, or more results, whatever it is. So it can be an employee, okay, who works hard. It can also be an entrepreneur, okay, who puts in all the hours with that belief that the effort will pay off. So that's
Okay.
and culture is basically that is a belief, like the practice, the accepted practice. So is that a lie? Is that is that true? Okay, is that true? I guess the question is that true? Okay, by working harder and sacrificing our personal at the expense of personal well-being, that it will lead to greater success. I think that's
I think it
Well-
also depends. It depends on your definition of success, right? Okay, we're talking about a very employee kind of environment where success means you get promoted, etc., etc. Then maybe yes, especially if you are working in a company that is managed and or the culture is very old school, where you know the boss has to see your face for like the straight 8 hours to believe that you're doing work lah, basically. Because my personal experience is that I was not, there is no the managers will never say that you have to stay back late to do your things or you have to put in extra hours. But if you leave early or you leave on time, then you know people will give you weird looks. They were like, "Huh, you leaving so early? Ah?" Then I'm like, "Huh? What early is 6:30 already?" So my workday ends at 6 lah. Then like the place that I'm talking about, where I used to work with, was the people will stay until, it was very, very common, almost a daily occurrence. People will stay until 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, that kind, in the office to do things. And it was just what was the norm in the company. So if you left at 6:37, you were considered to be leaving early. If you can see the sunlight when you leave the office, it's considered early. So it was a culture in the sense that nobody will say you have to stay late, you have to do this, but if you leave early, then people will give you like you finish your things already, man? You know, that kind. So that was my experience with that hustle culture of long hours and working hard. But I believe it's no longer the case lah. Because a typical employee, right? This is a meme that I saw online. And I found it quite funny lah. So what has basically is somebody asking somebody else, what has working in an office taught you? Then the person reply, it has taught me that being an efficient worker, you get punished with more work. That's why you're getting more.
Well, I mean, okay, like before I mean, okay, I mean, okay, Denise, you are saying it from a point of view of being in the workplace, and Douglas is saying from a point, say that we can only see it from a point of view about a work-life balance. So
Yes,
it may not
correct.
just be the workplace; it could be doing a lot more
As a
additional
business owner, as a
business owner, entrepreneur, or taking out a lot more jobs, hustles to is it really a lie, a scam, whatever? And whoever asks this question, I think the person is looking for a yes and no answer, a quick one, like the Congress asking all those people, yes or no, yes or no. No, I don't think you can get a yes or no answer to this because this is not so straightforward. It's not a straightforward answer about hustling or even working hard. I wouldn't know whether to call it a scam, a lie, or whatever, but it all depends on what you want. Ultimately,
You know why? You know why? Okay, I interrupt you for a while. You know why they ask whether it's a scam? Because apparently how did this hustle culture get created? It got created by people who say by people around, okay, who say that work hard, okay, put in the hours, okay, never say die, okay, when the going gets tough, the tough get going, and then the whole bunch of motivational speakers come in and say that okay, hustle when you're young, and everything else in between. Okay, that you were the tough people. Okay, will the people who persevere, who keep going. Okay, will be the people. So this is the message. Okay, this is the message in the environment. Okay, that is creating this culture, and
Yeah.
then people start to buy into it. They start to buy into it. Okay, then they work harder and they work harder and harder and harder. But then the question
Nothing.
is, then the question is are all this when you work hard and when tough get going, when the going get start the tough get going and all that, but people start programming themselves already, right? Okay. Does it yield the outcomes that is supposed to yield by all this that is said by that is propagated by all these people who are saying that, hey, hustle.
You know what's the problem? You know what's the problem with all these people saying all this? Oh, when the going get tough, the club says going. Oh, you must do this. You must do. You know what? Then just dish out these statements. A lot of them just dish out these statements without having the proper context of the background to a lot of these things. I mean, when you are stuck and you are when the environment is bad, like when the environment is bad or the economy is bad, and sometimes you just need to go through that stage to ride through it. So when the going is tough, the tough scale is going, you just need to do it. It doesn't mean that you apply for everywhere in your life. And sometimes a lot of people in the world, they just take a piece of here, a piece of it, and then some guru or expert or advisor and then tell you, oh, you must just do this. Sometimes the way they dish out advice and dish out comments is just it makes propagated a lot of, how I say, I wouldn't say lie, but it propagated a lot of misinformation about how things should be. They're not wrong in saying certain things, but the way that they use it actually misled people. That's all I can say.
Sometimes it's sometimes when people say that to you, it's also very, how do you say 敷衍 in English?
What do you
It's very
say?
surface, or it's
Humor.
just saying something
Humor
for
or-
no, it's not it's just simply to just for the sake of saying something, like something that is supposed to make you feel better, because they're coming from an employee point of view, right? So there are a lot of times the management will say such things, but it actually comes
Yeah,
down
so
to
my
then
view is some of these statements are on when it was used in certain contexts, it may be okay, but cannot be generalized into in the workplace. Wow, things are tough. It's just and long hours doesn't mean. Okay, I don't know, but I've been an employee before, but working long hours doesn't make sense because it just means that you're inefficient.
yes.
It's inefficient because if you expect people to work long hours, means you're basically inefficient. Means something is wrong with the company. Okay, a lot of times when I'm in the company, this is me, okay, and Douglas said I'm from us. When I was working in my old company, when the time is here, I'm leaving and I'm going to leave. And if the boss say I haven't said, well, I'm efficient, I finished all my thing. Is there anything else you need me to do? No, nothing. Can go. Why should I stay?
Yeah.
And if I can't finish, and if I can't finish all the things that I'm supposed to do, means and I'm overworked, means the company is understaffed. That's not my problem. It's the company's problem. The problem is supposed to hire more people. And if they don't hire more people and I'm overworked and I'm understaffed and things fell through the crack, the company is going to have a problem. And it's not my problem. The company needs to solve it. And my job is to tell the boss, it's not enough people. You want to do this, it's not going to be done in time. Things are going to fall through the crack. If you want to push it, too bad. Okay, either things come up nice or things come up mediocre. Okay, I'm not going to come out with good stuff. Okay, if you push me, I can do it, finish it in time. But it just come out like not good stuff, not excellent stuff. You want excellent stuff or you want mediocre stuff? So people must push back to the boss. Well, that's my view lah.
Yeah. Okay, but you see, the thing is, if you look at it from an employment perspective, being an employee, then is whether or not the additional hours translate into something more. And I think for a lot of people, it doesn't. For a lot of people who have fixed pay, it doesn't matter whether you leave at 6:30, you leave at 9:30, you get paid the same amount. Okay, and I guess that's where also okay. So let's take a step back and look at work life balance. Okay, and hustle culture is about putting in more time to create whatever outcomes at the expense of personal life or well-being.
Right.
Okay, and so let's say the employee who, if I stay to 9:30 or 10 o'clock and work long hours, it doesn't translate to anything else. But I have needs. I have financial. Let's simplify it. I have financial needs. Okay, I have financial needs, and Richard is also saying, if
If
you
you
are
are
rich
rich,
and okay, and let's say I'm an employee and I have extra mouths to feed, and there's the inflation and increasing cost of living, and then the single job, is not paying enough, okay, to handle all my financial needs. Okay, so I need to take on a second job. Okay, no, it's okay. Just tough it out. So I take on the second job, okay, or the third job or the whatever, and I guess this is where all the side gigs come in. Okay, that's where the hustling is. And it's like, okay, so if you can don't hustle, okay, you can don't hustle and nothing will happen, or you can put in more time, okay, to generate additional income, and then there's a choice, okay, to put in
Yeah.
more time, but the time comes at the expense of well-being, because it means that
Right.
there's less time to rest, less time to eat shit and
Yeah.
whatever else in between, there's less time to sleep. Okay, so I'm hustling because I have financial needs. I'm hustling because I have a family to raise. I'm hustling because I need to hustle. Okay,
Yeah.
and then because the environment is saying that, hey, you need to work hard. Okay, when you're young, you just work hard first. Okay, you got not enough money to invest, right? You then go and get a second job to get this income so that you can invest. Okay, because it's not going to fall from the sky.
I understand. Yeah. So I have something to add to that. So ultimately, it all comes down to what the person wants, and I've got two points to add to that later. But one thing I want to say is this: those people, okay, maybe I add this statement later. Now the thing is, if you work hard in your employment, if you're an employee and you work hard, if the company doesn't pay you overtime, if you work hard, if you work extra hour and the company pay you overtime, it's a different story because there's extra money coming in. Then you got to weigh: do I want my well-being, go home and rest, or do I need the money? Then you weigh versus the overtime payment versus your other things that you want to do. You can choose not to take the overtime and just go home. Now, some jobs don't pay overtime. And the thing is that when this job,
most don't.
no, the professional and technical and all those management jobs don't pay overtime.
But if you're talking about
Yeah,
office
right.
jobs, you don't
Yeah.
have. Office
So
jobs
if you
don't
don't get overtime, then you have to ask. Then the question is, when I work overtime, what else do I get? And generally, you don't get anything immediately upfront. Then the question is, if you do need extra money, then doesn't it make sense that you take that time to have some other side hustles to generate more income? So in a way, if you're hustling in the company, which doesn't give you extra thing in return,
Don't do it. Don't do it.
then I would say that hustle doesn't make much sense. But if you have the job, you finish already, you go home and you do some other side hustles, some hustles on the side, like you are property, you do property, you invest in property, or you rent out certain things, or you do other stuff, like, or you do e-commerce online, you sell stuff, or do YouTube, or have your own site influencer, or even like Denise show host and all that stuff. If you do this and it generates income, and you actually do bring in cash, then that hustle makes sense. Now, then the question is whether you want to spend the extra hour to do the hustle versus your well-being. So you have to make this.
Versus watching Netflix or Disney Plus or going pubbing.
Netflix and chill.
Ultimately, if you can don't even do the additional hustle, then it depends on what you want the time for, and whether that time makes more sense to you. So at the end of the day is, what do you want? Whether you want rest, you want more time, you want to spend time with friends, spend time with family, spend time watching TV, spend time reading, and you'd rather have those time. But you have to remember, if you have mouth to feed, and then you still want to do all this kind of thing, you'll be stressed like mad because you have mouth to feed, and then you have extra income coming in. So you need to balance it. I mean, it's not a straightforward answer to that. So I don't know how to give you a straight yes or no answer to somebody who asks this. So that's why we were like, maybe we have it as a topic separately. So anyway, back to somebody who says that earlier, you all says that working long hours, and so say that, or people, other employees look at you and see that, why you finish your job already, man, and all those stuff. But the thing, you know what? One of the things that bosses like are people who really want to stay back. Because if you really stay back, the boss know that if I give you more job, it's okay one. And that's why these people always get more job one. Seriously, you have to put a stand and say, no, enough, I'm working. I'm going home. I did my job. I did whatever I need to finish. Going home.
Nobody can ask anyone to work harder unless they voluntarily work harder.
Yeah, you can say that, but if let's say you have people...
outside of the
an
basic
employee.
responsibilities,
Yeah, but if let's say you like what Chen Ho said earlier, if let's say you have extra mouths to feed, and some bosses can be quite mean, they will insinuate that
They
you
will,
don't
yeah,
need
they
this
will.
job. So
I
you be
think-
ransom.
I think we allow it. No, I think we allow it, and
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I believe there is some form of escapism. Okay, people who believe that, who want to believe that, hey, if I work a little bit harder, maybe I will be in favor of whatever, for the promotion, for the pay raise, for the whatever it is. Okay, and then so, but it's and then they do it, okay, with the hope of that better future. Okay,
At the end
and
of the day,
I
it's a
think some
choice.
people also work hard because they don't know what else to do, because all their life, we go through school, right, with all this programming, work hard, study hard. If I study a few more hours in the evening, then maybe I will do better in my exam. And we go through that, it's like, okay, and then our parents tell us, you study, spend more time studying, don't play so much, okay, so that what, so that you can do better in exams. so when after 15, 16, the number of years, when we get so trained, okay, if you want to get ahead, okay, then work a little bit harder. Okay, it's like study a bit harder, your grades will be better. And the grades at work come in the form of what? Pay increment, promotion, more responsibilities. So I think people don't know what to do, and then they think, without realizing that they have options, may believe that the only way to get ahead is to work harder in the job.
And some, then there are those that say, they know they need to look for a new job, but then they are too tired after work. Yeah. And it's true. I think okay, let's just put it this way. Everybody who does side hustle are tired. It's not an exception. Right? Because you after work, after a full day of work, you need to come home and you need to do more work. I mean, this is for yourself, but still work is work, right? And everybody is tired. But it's just at the end of the day, how much do you want to be able to walk away from your day job? If let's say it's something that is not suitable for you and you're just, feeding mouths or paying your bills, using it to pay your bills, then have to work. Yeah, you just have to be tired now, lor. Be tired now, and then after that you can have a more freedom of speech in the workplace and boundary setting in the workplace without fearing that you will lose your job and your income.
Yeah, but the other thing that this for my own personal experience, because I used to be an employee and I work for an employer, and the one thing I didn't like is that sometimes I put in a little bit more effort, sometimes I work a little bit longer, but you never know whether it will translate to anything, whether it will translate to a better promotion or increment, because at the end of the day, there's going to be a panel of people to go and decide whether you will be promoted, what's your income. increment going to be like, and those things. It's not proportional. It doesn't feel like it's proportional. So, and after sometimes, like, if I go home and I do something else on my own, like what I did was last time I trade collectibles. So I would set up store on Sunday, go down to a flea market, and then we sell on the there. And I know I'll get back the money. I know that time that I work, I hustle over there over the weekend. I know I'll get money back. So it is directly proportional to the effort. So I'm willing to do that. While in sometimes working in the company, I don't know whether it's directly proportional. Sometimes I just feel like it's not. And then there are all these politics that's going on, and I'm just don't know what's going. Whether it's that. So I felt like just having a job is not enough. I need another things on the sides which is more proportional to my effort. That I can see the returns. That I feel more comfortable, and I can use that to leverage against the company. So if the company will treat me bad, I will hold it. Never mind. I can use that.
Correct. You see that, and that's really the hit the nail on the head. Okay, hit the nail on the head, because I think most people don't know how to create value, okay, and convert that into a return. Okay, most people in a job, they are selling their time. Okay, and then when you sell your time, there's a certain value that we are selling time, and then they have limited time, and even if they get off work, let's say at 6 o'clock, okay, because no overtime pay, right? And then they take on a second hustle or gig or whatever it is, okay, that has no leverage, okay, and they continue selling time as well, okay, like doing delivery services. Okay, it's not meant to be judgmental, okay, but the thing is, how many deliveries? Okay, if you're paid on a per delivery basis, then how many deliveries can you actually do? And it's very, very tiring. Okay, so they stop selling their time at work, and then when they're out of work, they also then they get into a secondary gig, okay, where they're selling time as well. Okay, so it becomes an endless cycle. Okay, and what's missing, or what I feel the gap is knowledge. Okay, on how to actually leverage. Okay, between doing a gig that has tremendous leverage, okay, that yields a lot more per dollar return, or per dollar return per unit time or per unit effort, versus just selling time. And I think that's where most people don't have the awareness of the choice. Okay, and maybe during my time when I was younger, okay, the only way to get a secondary income is to get a part-time job or a second job. Okay, but today there are lots and lots of other possibilities, okay, that create actually tremendous leverage. Okay, but people, I think a lot of people are still not aware of the possibilities, and then they go and sell some more time, and then it doesn't end. And I think these are the people who may feel that, hey, I'm working so hard, I'm actually spending so much time at the expense of my life, I'm falling sick and all that, okay, but I'm not getting any much further ahead. Okay, and then you say, well, this is a scam law. Okay, you see, if I work harder, right, then I'll get ahead. But I'm working so hard, I'm not getting ahead. So it's not. I don't think it's about the hustle and the culture of hustle. I think it's what you're actually doing that's keeping yourself busy.
Yeah, I think that's the way to talk about it, really, because hustle culture as a thing is I don't know what you call it, as a hustle culture, as a culture itself, or it's neutral. It's at the end of the day, is what people want from it and what people are doing within that culture. If you're doing something that have no leverage, of course you're just giving away, and then you're just busy all the time. But there is a way to hustle with leverage, and you can get value out of it. Then you will get something in return.
So it is not just hustling. It's like studying like that. Some people would just mark. Okay, and then they spend a lot of time studying and don't get a lot of very good results. And some people don't study a lot, okay, but still are able to do very, very well. And then when they don't spend so much time studying and still can do reasonably well, then the extra time that they have, they can do something else. So it's the difference between study hard and study smart. Okay, so it's okay to work hard and work smart. Okay, but I think a lot of people are working very, very hard, but not working very, very smart. It's not their fault. Okay, I would say it's not their fault because people don't know what they don't know, and if they don't find out, then they will continue getting the same thing over and over again.
I think we're at a transition though, like my gen, probably the transition gen, where for our parents working hard to get to where they want to go is the proven way for their generation.
Yes.
Yeah.
For the
And then-
boomers, the Gen
Yes.
Xers.
Because that was really how it worked then. And then they passed this thinking down to my generation where we are like transiting, but we are transiting away from it, you get what I mean? So we still have the need to work hard mentality.
Yeah,
then
because they
now-
still have so much influence, on the young people.
Correct. But then now the current society is not like that anymore. So the younger ones, I think, would be the younger generation. There are a lot who don't believe in working hard. They believe in working smarter. And then that's why the older ones will be like, "Oh, you're cutting corners. You're lazy."
Yeah.
But I think more
So the parents will say, when I was your age, let me tell you how hard I work, okay?
but that time it's true. You had to work very hard the last time, but now
Right.
there's so much ways to leverage where you can, I don't know, get 2 hours worth of work done in an hour or less.
Yeah, I mean,
Whichever.
we have technology nowadays. We
That's
do a
Okay,
lot
but
of
there's
things.
still a huge group of people, okay, whose reality box still exists from a few decades ago, okay?
Yeah, because
yeah.
of the generational passing down of this, and then it's something that is very deeply rooted, and to be able to unroot it and to put in new things requires self-awareness and awareness of the society
Yeah,
and
but
the current.
but this, and I it's sad to say, a lot of these people, okay, who are still holding on to that glorious past of working hard, and if you don't work hard, okay, you've got bad attitude, okay, are people from my generation.
Yes, it's
are my
true.
peers, okay.
It's true. It's true. That's why this is like age lah. Then they pass on to their kids, and then now it's like half in, half out like that. Now it's no longer, you don't need to work hard anymore. Working smart is better, and then you can do
Yeah, so they
lot
don't,
of
but they
other
see that
things.
they don't see it, and the younger people, okay, then they're not opposed.
No, now the Gen Zs are very. You have no
Oh, they're
idea
actually
how
more
opposing
opposed to
it
it.
can be. Okay,
Actually, they are more opposed to it. The younger people are more opposed to this, and they
and they're
actually
very outspoken. Very.
yeah, and they don't believe as much in this whole hustling thing. But the thing is that it depends on what you're hustling about. I mean, what
Yeah,
you are. It all depends. Okay, because if you are doing something on the side and then you are creating additional value, it's a different story.
Sell
If you're
time
just-
versus sell value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're
So
just
but-
busy for the sake of busy, yeah. And of course that
Mm.
makes sense. And some
And
bosses
usually
like
to
people to
be-
be busy for the sake of busy.
Yeah.
Mm.
Usually my generation. So sad, right? Usually
Actually,
people
my
my generation.
also
Okay,
leh,
who?
my
I tell you,
generation.
I see so much of it. Okay, I hear so much of it. Okay, my generation, right? Will talk about especially business owners. Okay, who talk about the younger people that
The
they,
long
they,
hours
they
that they put
interview.
in.
Okay, who are looking for work-life balance, and then they say that these kids, okay, know nothing. Okay, don't understand what it means to sacrifice. Okay, don't understand what hard work. Don't appreciate and okay, and then all this nonsense now. Okay, these are my peers.
Mm. But to be fair, when you're starting something, if let's say you're an entrepreneur or you're starting something, usually you probably have to put in long hours at the beginning.
Yes, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
For
Sure.
But you do it deliberately. You see.
Yes, and you know that there's an end goal
Yeah.
Yeah.
that you need to get to. That's why you need to work very hard now. So are we answering the question that's on screen? So
Does
that's why
work-life
you're
balance
flashing.
exist? After all these things, after all that we talk about, okay, about hustling, okay, hustling can work, but you need to know how to hustle. Okay, and to me, it is don't sell time, sell value. Because if you're selling time, okay, you just get
It's
very, very
limited.
busy, very, very tired, and don't actually make a lot of progress. Okay, no leverage. Okay, there is no leverage selling time.
It's very limited.
When we sell value, okay, that's a totally different conversation. Okay, so go to,
question.
does work-life balance exist?
Well, what do you all think? I have my it's not a straightforward answer.
I think, okay, I don't think, okay, I believe that work-life balance is created. Okay, you choose. You choose your work-life balance, okay? And work-life balance is not balance. Okay, work-life balance is whatever it looks like for you that works for you.
Yes. Like what
It
is your
doesn't mean that it's
priority?
equal. It's so
Yeah.
there may
So I agree with Douglas. I mean, work-life balance. If you guys are looking at work-life balance from the point of view is this work time, because I think most people are thinking from the point of view of time. So that's why they are thinking of work-life balance. Like, okay, it's 8 to 5 is my work, and then after that is the time is my outside work, and then you try to balance this using time. I am sorry, you're going to struggle. I'm not saying that it's not possible. It is possible. You can draw that line very clearly, but you will struggle because nowadays bosses expect you to be contactable 24 hours. You have handphone. Okay, not like last time. Go home. Don't call me already. Okay,
Let's
no
call our
laptop.
house.
Now you got laptop, you got this, you can work remotely. They'll call you anytime. So if you're looking from a point of view of a time cutoff, yeah, it's going to be tricky. But if you look at work-life balance as in what do I want from life and what do I want from work, and then you try to balance it, it can exist. But don't use time to cut it off. You will.
So I will. Yeah, finish
Yeah.
question now.
Yeah, so in a way, it depends on your definition of work-life balance. I mean, Elon Musk has says that there's no such thing as work-life balance because Elon Musk doesn't, his life and his work is merged.
Correct. So the thing is, I think the conversation, okay, when we talk about work-life balance, we are putting work versus life, okay, like they're on opposing ends. It's either you work or you live life, okay, and I think this just creates unnecessary struggle because then you always have to choose one or the other. Okay, for me, the conversation is okay, like Chuno was saying, okay, that's if you step away from this whole, if you put work and life as two ends, you will always struggle. Okay, you always struggle. You always attempt to what is balance. Okay, where is balance? Okay, but the thing is, if you talk about what I would talk about is work-life integration. Okay, to do when we do the thing that we enjoy doing, that we're passionate about, that is no longer about work. Then it becomes life. Then it becomes about doing what we do. Okay, and it never being considered as work. And then we choose, okay, we choose how we want to play this game, okay, in a way that is fun, okay, then you don't even have, then the struggle is gone. Okay, you do what you need to do because you need to do it, because you want to do it, okay, and at the same time taking into consideration that that's part of a bigger picture called life as well. Then we don't fight. Should I work or should I live life?
Yeah, I mean the easiest example is a mother who is a full-time housewife. Being a full-time housewife and being a mother is work, but that doesn't mean that she doesn't live her life. Being with the children, being at home, taking care of the children is part of her life too. So her work and her life are integrated. So that is what it is. And if you want to say, okay, being a mother is a mother, if I be a mother and stay in the house and then take care of my family, it's so much a hard work. I don't have a life to go outside and party with my friends, drink until I'm drunk and all those things. Of course, you will be miserable. Okay, if that's the case, if the mother wants to do, let's not say a mother, let's just say any parent. If a parent still want to go out and party, live life, get drunk and all those things, please don't have children. Okay. If you want to have children, you have to not have nothing. to a certain extent, I mean, once in a while you go and party, fine, but you cannot be like day in day out party and get drunk. You come back, what's going to happen to your kids? It's a different life when you get married and you
That's
have kids. You
why.
raise a kid.
That's why.
It's a different
So
life.
that's why I
of course.
say, okay, parents shouldn't be raising their kids. Okay, the kids need to be sent somewhere to be raised so that the parents can continue living life.
But
Okay, not to
some
say
parents,
and
they
you know
enjoy their
that takes away the struggle too.
child.
No, so I'm not saying that they don't connect with the kids. Okay, is it I mean the current situation, right, where they're making sacrifices and all that for the kids and all that, is it any better? Because it builds up, it creates resentment. Okay, it creates resentment, it creates unhappiness, it creates whatever it is. Okay, is that better? Okay, than if we have an environment, okay, where kids are brought up properly with proper care, proper attention, proper whatever it is, okay, proper love, whatever it is, and then the parents can participate in that. Okay, then everyone is happy. The kids grow up nicely. Okay, they're not deprived of the parents. Okay, everybody is able to get what they need. Okay, but that's a separate conversation for another time now. Okay, so
Yes.
anyway, okay, anyway.
Anyway, yes.
So
We
the
can
work-life
take the
balance
other.
exists. I think work-life
It
balance
exists
is,
as much as you want it to exist, lah. That's all.
yeah. You have to create it.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to create it for you. Okay,
And there
that's
are
the thing. No,
times where
we think that oh, you be there. You know, there's a formula. Like say like there's a formula for. Okay, people tend to think there's a formula for work-life balance. How many hours, time-based, whatever it
there
is.
isn't. There isn't. And if you think about it, I think don't be mistaken, okay? There will be definitely times when you are living life a little bit easier. There are going to be times when you're going to be working a lot harder and there's no work-life balance at all. And this is especially true if, let's say, you're starting any kind of business, you're starting any kind of side hustle. It's just like there's no need for there to be work-life balance all the time. I mean, it's a choice at the end of the day, right? If you're starting something, definitely I think most of your time will be used for working. And then there's no work-life balance basically for that period of time, but it's just a short period of time. So I don't know, because there are some people who keep thinking that must have work-life balance all the time, but it doesn't work that way. It's just ups and
So
downs.
it's ups and downs. It's ups and downs. Okay, there'll be times when there'll be more challenges and more things to solve. There'll be times when there'll be times to rest. There'll be time.
just take it
There's time to
chill.
run. There's time to rest.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, when
Yeah,
it's time to
correct.
run, you run. When it's time to rest, then you rest. Okay, don't run when you need to rest, and don't rest when you need to run. Okay, everything gets screwed up.
But having
But the
said
thing,
that,
okay,
yeah,
go.
for those of you who have this concept of work-life balance where it is cut off by time, means 9 to 5 or 8 to 5 is office hour, and after that it is my time and all those things, it can happen. You just need to have this conversation with your boss and tell him that after that, don't call me, don't talk to me, this is my time. Okay, if there's nothing urgent, don't kind of disturb me. And weekend is my time. You don't go and you just need to have this conversation with your boss and make it very
It
clear.
needs to be created. It needs
Yes.
to be created.
And also the bosses are different. Management is always different, right? There are some management that will be very okay with this. They're like, yeah, definitely, for sure.
Yeah.
But there are
No,
some
but
that's going
you
to
know, Denise,
be not at all.
the thing is when if we take that stance, right, that there'll be management who's not okay with it, okay, and if the management is not okay with it, and because the management is not okay with it, and so therefore I cannot do it, okay, it means
That is
that
not
I
my
am
stand.
powerless.
That is not my stand. That was not what I was
No,
going to say.
I'm saying that in situations
Yeah.
where the management is not okay with it, and then if the management is not okay with it, and which impacts my decision whether or not I'm going to ask for all these things, right? Then I will say that the person is operating from fear
Yeah.
and need. Okay, and that person will forever be powerless because it means that the unreasonableness of the management, okay, actually impacts that decision. Okay,
There are
of
some
whether to work
companies
or not.
who operates on fear, like what you said. And then my question to that person is, then you need to choose. You can always
Yeah.
look for something else
Yeah.
where the management It's not like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or not only something else, but you see, like what Chun Ho was saying earlier, is that okay, he created an alternative so that there's no fear. See, it's an exit strategy.
Correct lah.
Okay, so if you're not happy, right? If you're not happy, right? Too bad. No, I don't need you. I can either look for another job or I have a backup plan. Okay, it's the
Correct.
people who don't have the backup plan, okay, who live in fear, who will not dare to make demands.
Yeah. And it's always like, sometimes when people say they're not happy with this, they're not happy with that, my question is, what are you going to do about it?
Mm,
Right?
Yeah.
Right? What are you going
correct.
to do about it? Besides
What are you going to do
just
about it?
yeah, besides just talking about it, then what are you going to do about it?
Or
If you're not
complaining
gonna
and bitching and griping,
Yeah, if
and
you're not
still,
going to do
and then
anything about it, if you have chosen to stay in the current situation where you're not happy, then you need to know that this is your choice, and nobody can save you except for yourself. Yes, Douglas, you flashed this comment on.
yeah. So I want to flash this because I agree with Richard. Okay, a lot of our needs are created because of our wants. Okay, if you have mouths to feed, right? You talk about another mouth to feed. Hey, nobody forced you to have another mouth. Okay, if you didn't plan it, okay, or you did not anticipate that you have another mouth to feed, that you have these resources and you're not prepared to have these resources, and then after that you say, oh no, not enough to feed this mouth, then why do you have the mouth in the first place? Okay, or we have certain lifestyle needs and all that. Okay, if we keep it simple, okay, if we keep our life simple, okay, if we live okay, with very basic things that we need, okay, and we actually don't need a lot. Okay, then we will not, if we don't want so much, okay, then we will not have such needs, okay, that we need to hustle so much as well. Okay, if you cannot feed the mouth, right, then don't have the mouth. Okay, you can feed one mouth, then don't have two mouths. Okay, you
Says
got
the
no money
person
to
with
get married, then
many
don't get married.
material possessions, huh?
Say
Yeah, but
again.
I agree. Huh? What? Sorry?
What did you just say?
No, it just
I
says the
missed.
person with many worldly possessions. Yeah, but I agree lah. I think there are some times where we confuse our need to wants and wants to needs. Like we think we need it, but it's actually not very true.
Yeah. We think we need it, but
Yes.
actually we don't need it. It's just that you want it. You don't. Some
Yeah.
people, like in Singapore. Actually, in Singapore, a lot of people don't need a car because the public transport is good enough. Yeah, it will take a little bit more time to get from office, right? But the public transport is actually good enough. But some people want a car because they want to look, they want a certain status, they want to feel good and all those stuff. So it is different things. So, but if you want
Okay,
it,
hey, I'll say this. I'm going to say this. Okay, it is okay to want a car. Okay,
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
convenience and all that, but it is not necessary to pay a lot of money for a car.
Yeah. Let me finish the part. I just want to say that it is okay to want a car, but you must recognize that you want the car and then you're willing to pay those car money. Okay, versus what else you can use with those money. So you must recognize that, and not that you need it. Okay,
I
the
think
want, the
nowadays,
need are very clear. It is
I
okay
think
to want something. It's like food. Food is food. You can have cheap food, simple cheap food that is still good and healthy, or you can go to some extravagant restaurants and pay through your nose and eat something and then put on Instagram, put on don't know what, and just say, "I'm here. Look at me. I'm eating at this place. Oh, don't know how many Michelin star. Look at me again." Okay. If you want to do that,
again. We must have to work again. I think, like at the end of the day, you just need to be very clear about your choices. Or you know that if, let's say for example, a car, like Chunho was talking about, if you want a car, you're going to get a car. You are very clear that there are certain things that needs to be paid for when you want a car, and are those things something that you are willing to work for, willing to give up, willing
Yeah,
to
lah. We
put forward?
create our own struggles.
Yeah,
Nobody
correct. So,
created them for us. We create our
yeah,
own
so if
struggles.
let's say if let's say you want all these things, then you must be prepared lah, that you have to put in a certain amount of effort.
Yeah. And if you want to
Yeah.
hustle wisely. Okay. Sell value, don't sell time.
Hustle wisely and smartly.
Okay, it's not a scam. It's not a scam. Okay, it's a scam. Okay, when you don't know how to play the game, when you don't understand the game, and then when we don't understand a game, and then we get into the game, okay, and then the game doesn't work, we don't get the results that we want. Okay, that's when people call legitimate things scams. Okay, when they are not.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't know how to play the game, then say don't. People are not willing to acknowledge that they don't know how to play the game. Okay, they'll make the game wrong rather than make themselves wrong.
Yeah, but the thing is that if you don't know the rule and you don't know the rules of the game and you go in, you can be scammed by people who knows the game.
Mm.
We're talking about real scams here, okay, audience.
Yeah,
Okay, but
real
but that aside lah. But that aside, okay, it also happens. Okay, if you don't know the game, then somebody who knows the game will scam you. But what I'm saying is there are legitimate things, okay, that are not scams. Okay, but you don't know how to play the game. Don't blame the game. Okay, don't call the game a scam. Okay, when it is you who don't know how to play the game. It's like playing chess, don't know how to play chess, right? I cannot win one this game, Every time I play, I will lose. So it's a scam. It's not the game. It's not the game. It's your capacity to play the game. Okay. Anyway, that's my gripe. That's what my gripe when people don't know how to play the game, and then it's always blaming. Okay, instead of looking in the mirror and
No,
saying,
they know how to play the game. They know how to play the blame game.
Wrong game.
Yeah.
It's a wrong game.
It's your choice what kind of game you want to play, but there are always results that you get. Okay, it's time for last words, I think. Okay, people.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Stress.
Yeah, we then stress lor, please lor. We say things and you're going to retype them. You're going to reword it.
Okay, who's going first?
Sure, no.
Okay, I'll say I'll just my last since we're talking about hustle culture, I'll just say that hustle wisely. Hustle culture is not necessarily a scam if you know how to leverage and create value.
Okay. That's all?
Yeah, that's
very
all. Make it easy
curious.
for you.
Yeah, what are you going to what is Douglas going to type?
So, verbatim.
Okay.
Verbatim.
Verbatim. Why only my words you keep changing?
Okay. Go, Denise.
I'm gonna say Douglas is a fraud. You have to type it. So horrible. I'm just kidding. Those are not my last words. Be clear. Be clear about. Be clear what you're hustling for. And then hustle smartly.
And then what? And then hustle?
Hustle smartly. Hustle smartly with leverage.
You typed wrongly. What
Yeah,
No,
why it's okay.
the cursor jumped. And then hustle smartly.
With leverage. Leverage is
Okay.
really a
That's
game
all?
changer. Yeah, that's
Is
all.
that all?
Yeah, leverage is really a game changer.
Hey.
We keep it short. See?
Okay. Kampung kid.
Yeah, are you gonna read aloud?
Okay. You can continue talking first while I type my last words.
Purposely keep quiet and then Douglas will feel more and more
Yeah.
stressed.
Then you feel very uncomfortable.
Okay, after Douglas is done with his comment, please remove the comment from the screen. Can I do that? I think I can.
You cannot or cannot?
I cannot.
Okay.
I cannot because I'm not signed in. I realized. I think what was the issue was that last time round I was signed in into a premium account. That's why I could.
It's a premium account thing. It's not
So it's
a
not like a whole.
YouTube.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay, so I said we create our lives. So we also create our struggles. Hustle if you must, and if you do, get the necessary knowledge, skills, and tools to do it.
Yeah,
Yep.
that one is so true.
Okay.
Okay, I guess that's it
So-
for tonight. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And the next one is on 10th April. Right? You guys
it?
on? Yes, it is.
It's on 10th April.
But I'm not sure whether it's doable for you guys because
Okay. I think we'll just set it as the 10th of April. If there's any changes, we will just
Yeah, the reason
announce.
why
Yeah.
we may have changes is because we're gonna have Money and You in
So Money and You,
Vietnam.
Singapore is on
And
the
then
13th to 13 to
Yes.
16, right? 13th to
Yeah, 13 and
16
16th of April.
Yes.
of April. Okay, there are still some seats left. Okay, registration is going to close in about a week's time.
Mm.
Then after that, the following week, 20th to 23rd, we're going to have Money and You in Vietnam, Da Nang, Vietnam.
Is it still?
Okay,
Is the registration closed for that already? The Dana
No,
one?
so registration will also close soon for that. Okay, we have some seats left. So if you're in Vietnam, okay, so if you're Vietnam and you're Vietnamese, okay, why I say you're Vietnamese because it's going to be you need to know how to speak
Easier.
Vietnamese. Yeah. Okay, so there are some
question.
seats left. Okay,
Okay.
go get yourself registered. Learn how to play
Okay.
the game and hustle wisely.
Yes, well, but last question for graduates. For graduates, like reviewers in Singapore, are there still like open seats and all? that?
Yes, there are still
is there any support that is
seats for
required?
reviewers. Please, okay, send us a message. Okay, we'll tell you how to get yourself into the
Okay.
room. Okay, registration
Yeah.
is required. You can't just walk in. Okay, cannot just walk
Cannot.
in. Okay, okay, we'll
Cannot.
buy you.
Yeah, most likely you will see me and I will buy you. Okay. I guess this is it. We will see you guys tentatively 10th April.
Like, share, subscribe.
Yes,
like,
like,
share,
share, subscribe. If not, we will see you guys at Money and You. Like, share, subscribe, share, like.